Randy Spoor. I will try and keep this to 30 seconds to help make up some of the time. As crazy as it sounds, I would like to find new ways of revenue. I would like to focus on less cutting and more increasing of revenue to the state, to the county, to our cities, so that we can, one, resolve the current budget crisis and be on a path to protecting our budget, our services, our schools, moving towards the future. Thank you.
To get back to the original question, we have about $6.9 billion in the budget. When we started out for the biennium, we figure the next biennium will be about $3 billion, about 30% of the budget in the whole. As far as cuts, we've made some serious cuts already. Whether we know it or not, the state of Nevada has the leanest state government of any in the United States. We have fewer state employees than any state per capita in the United States. So we've cut seriously already. One thing we're doing right now, we have a legislative committee that's doing a study done by Moody's as to some recommendations on whether or not, or what we need to do over the next 5, 10, 20 years. Those recommendations will come out in this summer in July, and we'll need to look very carefully at those. I'm not in favor of raising taxes. I think we're a tax-friendly state overall. We need to keep that way. So I'm not in favor of raising taxes. I think we need to look at our tax structure and perhaps do some shifting around. Thank you.
To answer the initial question, the budget is about $6.9 billion. One of the things that I've noticed is how do you fix this issue? And the things that I've seen, that I've investigated on, is I find that a lot of the budgets that the state funds, like CCSD for example, are overinflated budgets. You have a budget problem. We all can sit here and budget an expense for our family to go to Disney World, but if we're not actually going to go to Disney World, what's the point of carrying it in the budget? As an example, CCSD budget, their budget is based on a student population of 314,000 children. The reality is they only have 307. So just fixing their budget and reconciling the budget would bring the CCSD budget in line by $50 million, and that budget line item could move back to the state. Furthermore, you find that when cities and local governments do reconcile, they talk about eliminating positions that aren't even filled, and how many agencies throughout the state that receive state funds are carrying positions on the books in the quote budget that they never intend to fill, and the money's just sitting there. I think the first order of business is to go in and clean up everyone's budget and get a reality of what we really spend. Because back to the original question, today we have $6.5 billion in the budget. It wasn't too long ago, 2004, that our state budget was based on $4 billion. So we've almost doubled our budget in a very short period of time. I'm having a hard time understanding why we can't get back to it. And I hope that answered your question. Thank you.
Nathan Santucci. Sort of stole my away guess, right around 6.9 billion. We are facing what looks to be a $3.5 billion hole coming up in 2011. Specifically what I do and what my job is I handle materials. I deal with materials every day. I think what really needs to be done is go through and look at the companies and the contracts that the states are giving out to construction companies and find and vet them a little bit better, because what we're seeing a lot of is a lot of work that's being done several times over. We're having to pay, not only for the initial contract, but to fix and repair some of the things that they've done wrong.
All right, we have good news for the panelists and for the candidates. We have an extra 40 minutes because no one RSVP'd for 28, and the person that RSVP'd for 23 is not here. So, with that being said, if it's okay with the candidates, we can continue with the questions.
Excellent.
So, next question, please.
Hi. My name is Rowena Richards. I'm a journalist by profession, founder of Shine Foundation, and president of Ultima 2 Productions and Marketing. What do you think are the most important issues facing Nevada in the next 4 years?
Nathan said
And actually, hold on a second. Still keep the answers short, because then we can get through all the panel members, because they have more than one question, and we have 6 candidates, and we also have an audience, which would be great to get some questions from them too. So, go ahead with the question.
Obviously, the economy is the lifeblood of our town and our state as a whole, certainly for generating money for the budget. The areas that I'm also concerned about are water issues. We're running out of water, and right now it seems to be that this juggernaut that's going on between the pipe that's running from the north to the south seems to be caught up in litigation, and also on to education. We're pretty fortunate enough to have the fact that the school district gets funded first, which I think is a good thing, but we have to figure out how to sort of streamline a lot of what's going on with our education, with the money that we're spending per pupil. But I believe that water, the economy, and education are biggest things to deal with.
Great question. Kevin Donovan again. I have my top three would be education, business growth, and regulation of foreclosures. With education, I think there's a role in education that people have forgotten about, and that's that education's to educate our kids. The money needs to go directly to the classroom, to the kids and the teachers first. That should be #1 priority. I think from what I know, from what I've witnessed throughout CCSD, is that's not the focus anymore. It's turned into a big administration, and if you look at their total funding, if you look at the total funding and really look at the reports, we actually fund our kids in Nevada quite well compared across the nation when you look at total funding, including all sources of revenue, federal, state, local, and building funds. We're actually on par with the rest of the country, but our education is far below. And I think first and foremost is we have to get back to education and its core roots, and that is educating the kids first. Second is business growth. I think we need to come together as a state and local communities and business agencies, come and put together incentives to bring business here. And again, that ties directly to education. They're not going to come if we don't have the educated workforce, unless we're planning on bringing bars and casinos here, which we have plenty of those already. Third is a regulation of foreclosures. Most know that 2010 is another hit year for the resetting of a lot of loans in Nevada. And if we don't come up with a plan within the next 18 months to prevent that from happening, if people don't like how far they're underwater on their home now, it's just going to get worse as that continues to happen. So regulation of foreclosures, business growth, and education are my top three.